Do you have to deal with all iPad kids? Do you see them out in the regular?
No, luckily no. You
No,
know.
yeah, they
Yeah.
don't. I'll see them like once in a while in
Mm.
the wild. And I'll be like,
Yeah, no, I do see sometimes kids playing games that are just like, oh my god, like they actually have skill. Like you see like 8-year-old just like, yo, I actually wouldn't be able to do that in that mobile games that
yeah.
they're doing.
No, it's like it's impressive because I think we're gonna get to a point where they become way more technologically
Yeah,
advanced, and they're gonna be able to like learn how to run a rocket ship faster than we ever could. But they'll have to
100%.
have Subway Surfers playing as they're
Exactly.
manning the rocket
Or
ship.
it depends on how AI,
True.
develop.
Right.
Yeah, we might just be cooked.
We,
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
think that is a trajectory we
Mm,
might be on, but
mm.
I don't know. It's either up to the iPad kids to fix it and stop AI. They'll be our first wave because they're so technologically in tune.
I think we gotta stop it. I think
Definitely.
this is a pretty critical time in history in terms of how the world is going.
Hmm.
Like we're actually might be approaching to annihilation. Well,
Yep.
not annihilation, but like
We're getting there.
apocalypse. In 50 years we might like we're running out of fresh water.
I know, dude. Just
Now,
to like
like
look
what
up a
is
prompt of what's the best grocery
yeah, just like
list
what do
for
you mean, bro?
2026.
Like, we're
Yeah.
gonna die. You're gonna die. We're
You're
all
gonna
gonna
die. We're gonna
die.
die. It's gonna
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with AI? To start it off with a light question.
Hate it.
You hate it? Tell me
Hate it.
why.
Well, I think okay, I think there are ways to implement AI that is good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before we implement AI, I think in America we need a social safety net for people because like think about it, right? If we have AI or automation for industry jobs,
Mm.
that should be amazing.
Yeah.
However, the problem is in America is that if you took away jobs for those people, they're fucked. Like
Yeah.
they don't really have anything to do. Like if you and I lose our jobs tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
we're done.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna live on the streets or
We barely
begging
have
for
an art
food.
degree. It's
No,
like, what do you
yeah,
do?
exactly,
What do you do?
exactly. Unhireable.
Yeah.
So until we get a social safety net, I don't think AI is a good thing at all because
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that really benefits companies to save money and cost, and that cost will be coming from the people, the workers. Um, but I think there are ways to implement AI after we get what do you call that? The social safety net will
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
In the arts, I think it's ridiculous that we're using AI in any capacity.
Yeah.
People say just like, oh, it's just another tool, just another tool. Just like I don't think so, because like I think AI is different than other tools that we got. It's not like a new camera. We still need people manning it, but like AI is like it's like you give the idea to it and it just does it
Mm-hmm.
for you. Like that doesn't really require any one to maybe one person on the top, but I don't know. I think it's ridiculous that we're trying to replace the things that we want to do
Yeah.
and everyone wants to do instead of things that we don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
as artists we should just not use it at all.
No, yeah, I agree. There was this weird thing I saw where it was this guy that he calls himself an AI artist,
Yeah.
and he said 10,000 prompts later, I made this masterpiece. I was like, there's so much to unpack with that sentence
Yeah,
of like,
yeah.
you really spent 10,000 prompts.
Mhm.
First off, how much water did you just
True,
take to
yeah.
make this
That's a
just
village of
like,
water,
yeah, like goth version of Steve from Minecraft? And then like from that, I was like, you didn't, when you said 10,000 prompts later, I made this, it's like, you
Mhm.
didn't do that. There was,
Mhm.
you typed in things for a long time. And it's like, you could just write a book if you're going to type in things
True,
for a long
yeah.
time, but you just created this weird art thing. And yeah, it's just disappointing because it's just so soulless. And
Yeah, 100%. And I think like what people don't get about art is like and anybody can have a vision, like you have a vision, I have a vision, but the point of why I think art is impressive is that there's a prompt and we made those prompts real, like from just working with other people or from ingenuity, from creativity, and it's real,
Mhm.
unlike just typing in prompts, because that just skipped the entire creative process
Mhm.
and is only the beginning phase. Like when people do AI movies or AI art, it's like, yeah, like that's pre-production, like that's the
Mhm.
idea phase.
Mhm.
And when you have AI, again, you just skip all the rest: production, post-production, editing. Editing is post-production,
Yeah.
but like all of those things are skipped, so you're not really doing anything.
Mhm.
You're just brainstorming. That's what it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who calls themselves AI artist should be arrested.
You're out.
That's right.
You stole so much.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's weird. I wonder, like, in the next 10 years, yeah, will there be an increased AI slop artist thing? Like, will that increase, or will that go away over time as people kind of get bored of the soulless? Because you'll see it in advertisements now. You'll see it on billboards. Like, I remember when there was a Star Wars show coming out, Andor, there was a billboard on Hollywood that was clearly an AI made
Oh
thing of
wow.
stormtroopers going through a field, and it just looked
Whoa.
off. It was just like weird to see that. I was like, why of all things Star Wars? Like, how many people are hungry to make a Star Wars billboard?
Mm,
Like, it's not some yogurt company that nobody cares
mm.
about. It's like there's so much. I don't know. So
I
I
agree.
just I'm curious on if people are going to get so weirded out by it, or just like that it's gonna
Yeah,
slow, or is it just gonna be accepted, or
I
what's gonna.
have a theory, kind of. I think what the Hollywood industry right now, what they're trying to do is that, because the majority of audiences, I don't think they care too much about integrity in
Hmm.
terms of art.
Yeah.
And since the movie tickets are so expensive and most people can only afford like one movie every like a month or
Hmm.
two, so they will watch whatever the biggest thing is, right? That's
Hmm.
why I think superhero films does so well,
Yeah.
or action film does so well. And I think studios knows that, and what they're trying to do is to just ignore all the backlash from like artists or people in the industry, and then was like, okay, we're just gonna ignore that and continues to produce AI things until that's the only thing that's the only choices people have when they go
Hmm.
out to watch things. Um, like AI movies are now in like Cannes Film Festival or
Mm.
in Tribeca, and
For real?
yeah, like full on feature length AI movies in
Okay.
Cannes. Like, bro, like I thought there should. Like, I wonder if they gave a standing ovation for the AI films.
That'd be, there's like an
Yeah,
8 minute standing
exactly.
ovation.
It's like, how,
It's just
man?
the dancing cat thing for 8 minutes. Yeah.
Good reference. Good
Thanks. That's my
reference.
AI meme reference whipping out
Amazing.
for you.
Yeah. So yeah, I think eventually, I think there will be a market for live action. Just like in general, I think people
Hmm.
will still love that. But I think the studio will try to push AI no matter what we say,
Hmm.
unless we can hurt them monetarily, because that's the only thing they will respond to.
Hmm.
So until people will just not give any money to AI companies, until we realize like, oh, we're gonna actually like boycott or strike on films that have AI elements,
Hmm.
um, they're not gonna change. People have been calling movies movie quality. People are saying movie quality's been going downhill for like so long now, but they don't care because it keeps making them money.
Hmm.
So unless we stop that, they're just gonna keep pushing for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, hitting the wall, it's always the best way, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
it was so weird. Last thing about AI, and then we could move on from it. But
Okay.
I was back home in Iowa for a little bit and was with my brother. We went to an antique store, and it was so weird, but they had AI art in the antique store.
Antique store.
So it was like this weird combination of paintings from who knows when, with like portraits of people never met kind of thing, and then just randomly like AI Shrek like picture.
What?
And it was like it felt like the most backrooms thing of all, because it was just
Yeah.
like your brain was trying to process like, that's not, first off, nobody made that. Second off, like, why is that here? Is that going to become part of like our history as like antique stores filled with
Right.
these AI pictures, kind of like it's like NFTs or whatever. Like I'm gonna get a bored ape in an antique store one day. So I don't know. There was something about that was really weird and unnerving that I can't quite figure out how it made me feel, other than
Yeah.
just kind of like,
It is
yeah,
uncanny. Isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
yeah. So crazy.
But you mentioned Backrooms.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I did see it.
Yeah.
I have some strong opinions on
Let's
Backrooms, the
hear it. Let's
movie.
hear
Okay, okay. So
it.
have you seen the movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I try to do this without any spoilers.
Yeah.
But I've seen the YouTube series as well.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think Backrooms had tremendous potential to be a groundbreaking horror movie, but the film ended up being kind of just like a quote unquote elevated horror, which is like we've seen so many coming out recently. Instead of something experimental, groundbreaking, just like an A24 film, the A24 indie, I suppose. Have you seen Skinamarink?
Not yet, but that's the one where it's like,
Yeah, so that one's actually like using the analog horror format really well. I also don't know exactly if Backrooms can be considered analog horror. If you've seen the series, it honestly is just found footage, but is kind of close to the analog horror genre, so people kind of lump those two together. It's kind of like writing the line.
Yeah.
Even as the series, I think it's kind of like Christopher Nolan of the analog horror world, where it's a good entry point. It's pretty well made, but by no means is it the best thing ever made.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I think what makes Backrooms scary for me is that the medium it was used is YouTube. That if you just watch this video normally, you're just like, oh, well, is this real? Is this like you get that your suspension of disbelief was kind of halted, and I think that's why like ARGs are so interesting. But again, if you put that in the theater and shot it like a normal movie, that part is kind of removed. So you ended up having like a safety net of cinema. Just like, oh, like I know this is a story. So we got rid of that uncanny valley feeling that that I had when I was watching the series. I think they have a portion, it's in the trailers, when they do like a found footage sequence. That part is awesome.
Yeah.
I wish the movie would have just done that. The script is just not that good. Like the dialogue is too dramatic for me. And I think Backrooms work better if it does more of like a realistic or naturalistic approach. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was a good first feature debut.
Yeah. I think it would have been, I fully agree with, like, if it was found footage the whole time, if it was sort of like a Blair Witch situation and just kind of matched the YouTube videos like the whole time, just found footage trying to explore this place, I think that would have been so cool. I think they were probably trying to be like, does it make sense to do that? Will like audiences be captivated? But like Blair Witch was one of the most like successful horror movies like financially at that time, because it was so different and the dialogue was realistic and the sort of found footage of it was so, is this real? Did this happen? And I think you're right with the YouTube videos, they capture that so well. Like I remember when the first one came out, I was obsessed with it.
Yeah,
because I like it scratched a part of my brain that I didn't know was itchy, because I was just like, oh, I want to explore that. They're spooky. Dude, I was losing my mind. So I don't think they were able to recapture that sort of like. I do think the sort of still life thing was an interesting concept of like the faces that were broken apart and not quite right, and that concept of something trying to remember something that it can't quite figure out. That's really cool, and I did like that. But yeah, I would agree with you on kind of it didn't have that same scritchy thing that I was looking for.
Yeah, because like I I just wish they had more time on the script, because if they can implement that, like the idea of that back room, with more of an experimental, like, I don't even know if you can call it experimental, like found footage is like it's a thing,
Yeah.
but like a
Yeah.
more daring way of shooting it, I
Mhm.
think would be so much better.
Mhm.
I also feel like we can't talk about backrooms without mentioning
You're
Obsession,
right. Yeah. Did you
right?
see
Because
Obsession?
those are like Barbenheimer
I know,
of
like the
horror these
unintentional
days.
Barbenheimer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I have seen
Yeah.
Obsession.
Yeah. What did you
Mhm.
think?
So I think it's great. I think what's more interesting to me right now is the behind the scenes stuff with Obsession. Are
Mhm.
you aware of the
Like,
art director?
oh yeah, the post that they made
Yeah.
about
I want
the
to
how
first hear
much they
what
were
you're thinking.
paid.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, this is my thought process, and it might be
yeah.
wrong,
Mhm.
but I do think that it's crazy the amount of money that they've made, and it's awesome. I do think it, uh, like, how do I want to say this? I think yeah, it would be cool if they were able to give everyone sort of like a bonus for how much they made, and sort of everyone be compensated in that route. But I do understand from a producing perspective, if everyone signs a contract to make this amount of money, and that's what they agree upon, that's what happens. But at the same point, I don't think they're expecting over 200 million. So I do think there should be something there for that. Like, that's crazy. That's a
Mm,
crazy amount of money.
yeah.
And I do think, and I do empathize with the people that are like, I didn't make a lot and this is making a lot, because
Hmm.
there have been times where I've gotten to make a little bit of money on something and then it goes somewhere and I just feel kind of left behind. Like,
Hmm.
this okay. But from a legal standpoint, I get it. But I do think it would be cool if they were given something. But at the same time, it's like, will they ever be able to appease everyone in the
I
process?
hear
I don't
you.
know. But
Yeah.
what's your take?
Yeah, no, because like, yeah, like unfortunately, legal standpoint, she can't really do much.
Mm-hmm.
However, that being said, a lot of things that's legal
Mm-hmm.
it shouldn't be legal,
Mm-hmm.
the amount of CO2 emission by the corporations are
Mm-hmm.
technically legal, but it shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be.
Right.
And yeah, like again, $7,000 for a 20 to 30-day shoot is good in a low budget film. However, like you said, the movie made $250 million. What are we doing? Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And I think um it's just, I don't like the film distribution process, because what ended up happening, the people who actually makes the film, they're not the ones that make the most money or return
Mm-hmm.
of what they've made, and you ended up got like, big film studios or companies, production companies, that make more money off of it from all the workers' work. Because think about it, right? Focus Feature, what did they do to make Obsession? Nothing. They saw the movie, just like, oh shit, this is a great movie. We have
Yeah.
the money to buy it,
Yeah.
and enough connection to like go on, like, make deals with theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and then they got like, what, $250 million. That makes no sense to me. I
Mm-hmm.
think the money should have gone back to the people who actually made the movie. The bare minimum should be a double of the initial salary. Because, like, think about it, right? Everyone that's in the movie, I don't know the contracts,
Mm-hmm.
but just from what the publicly available information, especially below the line people, made their combined income is probably not even halfway to like the $750,000, because you gotta do like permits,
Mm-hmm.
house, location, prop, all of that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not fair at all, in my opinion. Are you aware of of the money situation in Sing Sing?
I don't think so. No.
So Sing Sing, the movie that got nominated for an Oscar with
Yeah.
Coleman Domingo.
Yeah.
So the way that they did payment is that during the shoot, everybody, like the director, the producer, or like the PA, all made the exact same amount of money.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they got paid exactly the same. But when it was released and distributed, they have a contract for percentages that give back to the amount of work that they put in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great. Iron Long, our boy Markiplier, Marky Moo, that's right. And he again, such an interesting way of distribution, but he's the sole distributor, so he got all the $50 million to himself on a $3 million budget. And then when that got back, he doubled everyone's salary. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That should be a common practice.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the Obsession team didn't get that, I think is exploitation of the actual workers. Even though if they sign a contract, I know she said she was kind of pressured not to sign a point system as well. Yeah, I think is exploitation. And the distribution companies and the studios should be held accountable. And it just pisses me off how much backlash she got from people like you and I. Like, bro, like there are some people that's commenting on her post. There was like, whoa, like, the studio actually makes so much, does so much work. Like, you don't understand this. Like, you're just like, how do you call it? Spoiled. And I click on their profile, they have like 200 followers. Like, bro,
why?
Like, who are you defending?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
like, homie, you are the worker, bro.
Yeah.
You're actively giving away your rights.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah. So
do you think if this is just like throwing an idea, do you think if in the future it was kind of more of like a thing that if you agree to this payment, but if it does over this amount of limit, you get paid more, do you think that will make kind of producer production company non-artist heads go, let's make this movie successful to this point but not here, so that we don't have to pay more? Do you think they would find a way to like mess with that system? Or how do you think people could combat that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the way we combat that is to get rid of that system at all, because like if we have a system where we just reward greed, like absolutely people are gonna start taking advantage of that. But if we create a system where the filmmakers have more power than the studios or distributors, then it wouldn't matter, then they're working for us like how they're supposed to be. I don't think filmmakers should work that includes above and below the line people should work for a production company or distributors, just because they have the initial capital to invest doesn't mean that they're filmmakers, doesn't mean the thing is theirs. The filmmakers do all the things. So I think eventually, hopefully when people see Iron Long's success, they'll be like, oh, so if people that already have a following, they don't need a studio to back them up. And I think that's why Disney was scared and tried to like get rid of Iron Long in the top Billboard chart, because like they know that like, oh shit, like people can do things without us and get paid way more. So I wish like filmmakers in the future, especially the established one, will be like, you know what, I'm gonna make this on my own and reap all the reward and distribute it fairly to the people who's working for me. I think we as filmmakers should move away from the studio system, because that's how you get the AI stuff. That's how you get like $200 million movies that are trash. I saw red ones in theater. It was trash.
Which one was it? Red one?
It's the Christmas movie with The Rock. And
dude,
and
I
Chris
watched
Evans.
like 5 minutes of that accidentally, and I was like,
yeah, exactly. Like
that
that's a
perfect
movie.
lighting movie. Where you, like,
I swear to God, that was written by AI.
it
like
probably
there's
was, dude.
There is 3 moments where Chris Evans' character was like, oh, when someone told explain some of the plots, it's like, oh, so you're telling me that, and he repeats the whole thing 3 different times. I was like, bro, like
it's
no
a great
human.
one. We gotta use it again.
Exactly.
Tell the AI to use it again.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie that came out in like April, so it's like trash. But yeah, so like
Yeah.
that's what you get with
Yep.
studio movies. But if you do independent, like actual independent movies, that's how we solve it. That's how we solve the problem.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think I hope that this sort of gives a surgence to the independent film, and also kind of, I don't know how to describe it other than just sort of, yeah, like moving away from the big production heads that suck a lot of the creativity out to save a few bucks just to get a product out, versus someone that's curating and creating with a team of people that they know their first and last name, they know their lunch order, and it's not like production heads leading it that
Yeah.
don't have involvement in the artist. I hope that, yeah. And I think Spielberg talked about it in an interview he's
Really?
doing for Disclosure Day, that he was excited about Obsession and Backrooms because he saw young filmmakers creating again. And so there was something nice about seeing that. I mean, it's also freaky seeing like Scorsese being cool with AI and stuff like that, where you're like, oh man,
What is he doing,
why,
man?
dude?
Come on, Unc.
It's just I hope we move in a way where, yeah, filmmaking becomes a collaborative thing that people get paid the right amount for, and it's not this thing made $200 million. Let's make 30 sequels with that money. Instead of it's we did something great. Let's reward the people involved and move on. And it's such a weird thing, because like if McDonald's made a burger, a small team of people put together, and then like it exploded and people loved it, like nobody would question like this team of people needs to get paid the $300 million that this burger made. But like there's something totally different about filmmaking, and just because it's this such a collaborative effort that people should be rewarded.
I will go one step further. Like I also think that those people should also reap the reward. I think that's the problem with like just our society, right? Because like I think all work is pretty much collaborative. I think film is the most liberating one, a collaborating work. But for example, right, if you work in McDonald's, or just, I don't know, like a factory, clothing factory, right? Who actually make the clothes, right? Like if you're working there,
Those
it's
guys
you
on the line.
exactly. Those are the people. So why, if they're creating all the things to be sold, that they're getting like 1% of the money distributed amongst them? Like the person, like if I owns the clothing factory and don't do any work, do I deserve the 99% of the money that's coming from me?
I'm gonna take a quick little pay bump of 90 million.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what are you talking? You didn't do anything. And that's why I think it's just a problem of like society in general, where the people somehow, we collectively, not collectively, but majority of people just are okay with someone have just maybe born rich one day, just bought something, and then they just should get all the money, and not the people who are actually working hard. I think it's just propaganda. Honestly. But I think we just gotta give the workers what they deserve. Because like at the end of the day, in 20 years, if this is how the world's gonna be, we can't even afford anything. Like nobody's will be able to afford like groceries anymore. Most of the time, people like us, our age, had to work 2 jobs to live.
I know.
I know. What is that? What is that?
We can't breathe. Like we don't have time to do anything.
Exactly.
I kind of wish that this might be a weird analogy, but it kind of feels like when you're a freshman and you see the seniors, and the seniors kind of dog on you for just being a freshman. That's kind of what life feels like, and as an adult, is sort of these people that go through high school and become seniors, and now they're top dog. They no longer see the freshman as a person. They no longer see themselves as they were a freshman. It's just boom, what's up? I'm better than you now. I don't have to think about your feelings. Get in the toilet. We're doing a swirly. It sort of just feels like that happens a lot. Or like not everyone, but it seems that a lot of people, when they get to a point of power, they become a senior.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
kind of lose that perspective that they had being a freshman and being scared of
yeah.
the newness and what is going on. And there's a loss of empathy that I think can happen when you climb the ladder. And I think we see it a lot in the news, and we see it a lot in stories of just, yeah, the lack of empathy. And I do think there needs to be sort of a recognition of being able to remember where you were and who you
Yeah,
were as a freshman when you're a senior, that
absolutely.
kind of thing. But I don't know what it would take other than people just having to decide to do it and letting
Mhm.
go of that greed and that power
Yeah.
consumption mentality
I think
thing.
it's a
But I don't
great
know.
analogy, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, like that's exactly what happens, especially in the film industry.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, once you get a taste of like the golden steak, you know, you can't really go back to eating McDonald's, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I don't care, you know. It's your responsibilities to
Yeah.
help the
Yeah.
freshmen,
Yeah.
and I think I used to think that like, oh, you know, people, we just need better people up there, and then I realized like, no, most people who gets up there will be very selfish to keep that position for
Mm-hmm.
themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just have to have regulations. You have to have, you know, rules in place where even if they don't want to, they
Mm-hmm.
have to help people that are below themselves
Mm-hmm.
to just advance the society to
Yeah.
make the world more healthy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. We just got a first trillionaire. I can't afford
Woo!
food. Like, what are
Dude,
we
was it
doing?
you? Was it me? No.
Exactly.
Not at all. It was some
Yeah.
guy that named his kid a robot name.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Caesar Pio.
Yeah.
What is his name? Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
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 dude.
it's insane. Like people still dying from like hunger and like preventable causes.
Hmm.
Like why? Like, and again, we're okay with a trillionaire.
I need more money. Like, when
Yeah,
is it gonna be enough? You
exactly.
know?
It takes I think 95 or 94 billion dollars to just solve world hunger. He can do that like several times and be okay. He can do that 10 times and
He's like,
still
nah, I'm
have
gonna hit
enough
this
money to
island with
like
Cards Against Humanity real quick. Anyone want to play?
exactly.
Did
Like
you see that email?
I don't. What's the
One of
email?
the one of the files,
Well, one of
the
the
Epstein files,
Epstein
was him wanting
files.
to bring Cards Against Humanity over.
Dude, like you can't make this shit up,
Crazy.
man.
Do you think he bought all the packs because he's a trillionaire?
Oh, probably.
He's
He
probably,
got
dude, he's
all the
probably got,
DLCs, you
he
know?
got all
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, dude. And this is also a weird analogy, but sometimes I think about, like, did you ever watch Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Sort of like Gandalf refusing the ring, being like, Frodo's like, take it, I don't
Yeah,
want it. And
yeah,
he's like, dude,
yeah.
I know what'll happen to me when I have that. It's sort of like you would hope that people getting into power that are good would stay good, but I think most people recognize that they wouldn't. You know, if they
Exactly,
touch
yeah.
the ring, they're gonna be evil.
Yeah.
And so I do think there is probably something wrong with the system if it
Mhm.
leads to a point where you inevitably, most likely, will become evil,
Exactly.
be consumed by the ring.
Exactly.
But and even Frodo, he had it for the longest time,
Mhm.
and he still couldn't. You know.
Yeah. And
So
you
I
know,
don't know. I think there's something wrong with
Yeah.
it if it makes people sick.
exactly.
So
And like what they done in the movies, all you got to just destroy the ring, you know, toss it in the
skadoosh.
volcano. Like that's what we should do, you know, bring the power back to the people
Yeah,
who actually do all the work.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I think we would. Yeah, we would be a little bit more of a grounded society and a little bit more of a kind society. But I don't know what it would take. You probably have to like go in the middle of the woods.
You gotta start
there.
assassinating, you know, representatives. That's what you gotta do.
Do some crazy
Yeah,
shit, or
yeah.
we get them ready to go to Mars. They get the rocket all made up. They get it all livable, and then we go psych, and then
That's
we get on
right.
the rocket and we
True,
go, and then we
true.
just
You know,
let the mites eat themselves on Earth, and then
Mm.
wait for them to eat each other, and then we come back.
I like that. I like that.
We can start a
Mm.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, go find me right now. You know,
Mars landing.
exactly.
Well, dude, thanks for being on. This is awesome. I'm here with
Jingbei.
Hell yeah, and I'm Alex, and we're met by coincidence, and we met. Let's see, we were just trying to figure out. It was three years ago ish. We can never quite tell.
I think it's 3 years, but I'm not really sure.
But we were doing a short film together. It was called Things to Do Before You Turn 18.
Yes.
And it was this like heist film.
Mhm.
All these kids trying to do a heist.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I remember like one of my favorite scenes probably I've ever filmed is the dumpster scene.
Dude,
that
the
we did
dumpster scene, that's my
together.
favorite
Yeah.
too. It was awesome.
It was basically like a film about people doing a heist against this like gas station's convenience store just because they were about to turn 18 and they didn't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
And like you were my friend and you were supportive of me, but you were
Yeah.
like, yeah.
But I was like living. I think I was living on the streets, you know, and like again, true to life. Like I was also at that point living in the street.
Yeah.
So you know, it was
You're
great,
like,
great
I'm method
casting.
acting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was really, really fun. Yeah, like the dumpster scene. That is one of the most fun time I had on the set. Just like throwing things at his face. You know, as what was I doing?
It
in
was
the dumpster.
I think it was something like the heist was off, but then I had an idea on how we could pull it off, and I found you, and you were looking for stuff in the dumpster,
Oh.
and then I was like, "We just need this thing to get whatever," and you're like, "Oh, I got it," and you just like went to the dumpster,
Oh,
like,
right,
throwing
yeah,
this-
yeah.
You threw me like a bike at me at one
Yeah.
point, like
Yeah.
deck of cards. I don't remember. It was fake money. I was like, "We
Oh,
need
really?
fake
That's the-
cash," and then you had
Yeah.
had fake cash in the dumpster.
That's
Dude, it
awesome.
was so much fun.
Yeah, and
it
we
was-
ate cat food at the end.
We
So
did.
that was fun.
Yeah, because we did not pull off the
Yeah.
heist. We just grabbed.
Yeah, what happened with the heist, by the way? I don't.
Because it was the plan was to pretend to be a blind old man, a regular.
Oh right, you got sprayed.
Yeah, we all got sprayed in the eyes with pepper spray, so
Yeah.
I couldn't see the money, so I just grabbed cat food and
Right.
booked it. Yeah. Dude, yeah, it was
Yeah, that was
a
a
fun
fun time.
script. I liked it. I like
Mhm.
coming of age stuff,
Mhm.
but we did that, and then hung out. I got to know you better, and then we did an Unearthed Tape sketch a long time ago.
Oh right,
and I
yeah.
broke your fucking glasses on accident. You remember
Oh
that?
yeah. Broke my glasses.
We did the bike
guy
lock
owe me new
sketch.
glasses,
Dude, I
man.
owe you, dude. Yeah, we did the bike lock sketch, and
Mhm.
I think what was it? I was stealing your bike, and then I grabbed.
Yeah, I just remember someone trying to steal my bike.
Oh, I grabbed the bike helmet you're wearing off your head, and I accidentally grabbed your glasses too,
Oh.
and then they fell off and broke. Dude, I
Hey,
wanted
worth
to,
it for the
lay my
arts.
head down on the ground and run over by a car. I felt so bad. As a glasses wearer,
You should feel bad.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys were $2 billion.
$2 billion.
You owe me $2 billion.
Elon could have
yeah.
bought you a few then, huh?
Yeah, you got many. Yeah.
Damn.
No,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
all good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't seen you since then. I don't think.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
we're
God.
both still in here in LA.
true.
We're
yeah.
making it. We're alive.
Yeah, you know, like I did more acting before, and now I'm doing filmmaking. Like even
Yeah.
because like I realize I like making story more than acting in it. Like I still enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah.
But even like going to classes and being on set with people, I realize like a lot of actors, you know, they get into the deeper like why of these characters, certain things, you know, like and like the way that they walk, you know, getting stories for each decisions. And I was always just like, wow, like, but if I do this, would it make sense at this point of the script? You know, like I don't know if that's fits in terms of the story that the director is trying to tell. And I realized like, oh, I should like probably make movies, you know?
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. And
Sort of that progression of figuring out where you want to be on set.
and
yeah.
also I think most directors, especially RR level,
Yeah.
doesn't know shit about acting. They genuinely don't know anything about acting.
It's so nice when they're an actor because then
Yeah.
there's that understanding of what's happening in our brains. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. I
And-
always appreciate when
yeah.
they've taken at least like a class or two. If
Exactly.
not when they've been actors. So has that helped you a lot in your process?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think what also helped is that, you know, after doing a lot of acting stuff, you kind of get like a bullshit detector. You know, like you know the techniques now, so you know just like, oh no, you're acting. Man, stop doing that.
Yeah,
like,
stop
like,
it.
Like yeah, just stop.
Yeah.
And I'm always like a fan of like actual naturalistic acting, which I think a lot of people don't understand. Like this is naturalistic acting. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're just
I'm
here
British in
talking.
real life, dude.
Whoa, that's crazy.
No,
That's
I'm
really-
kidding. But no, yeah, just that
Yeah.
like truthful back and forth.
Exactly.
We're not thinking about
yeah.
oh, at this minute I have to hit
Mhm.
this line
Or like
and cry in
react,
2 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and a lot of directors think naturalistic are like what you see on Netflix. It's just so many times when a director tell me just like, oh, I want naturalistic acting, and then I do like actual naturalism, and they're
Mhm.
like, oh no, like can you like express more? I was like, okay, so you don't want like
Yeah,
naturalism, you want like Netflix.
yeah. They pull up
Um,
that clip from Red One of
yeah,
Crusader
exactly. It's
going,
like
"Now
you
you're
gotta be
telling me
that.
this," and they're like, "Please do it like that." You're
Yeah,
like,
like say the exact same thing too. Like,
okay.
man,
Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, no, dude, that's cool that yeah, you kind of were you had to go through the process of being
Mm.
on set to kind of find where you want to be. Do you think you'll ever do more acting again, or do you really want to stay in sort of
Shit, I mean,
the director role or the because
I
what kind of roles have you been on set now?
oh, the last role I took, I saw how much they're paying. I was like, ooh, okay, I'll submit. It's like
Yeah.
this PSA for like health,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
was like, yo, I mean, it's paying like $1,500 for 3 days. Like, fuck it,
I'll take
like
that. Yeah. I'll
I'll do
take
it.
that.
I'll do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but I mean, most of the time now, it just people seen my work before and just like, oh, you wanna come to
Mm-hmm.
on set? And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't actively audition anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
think I like to make stories way
Yeah.
more because the more I learn and the more the more movies I watch, the more like politics I get into, the more I realize like, oh, like art have so much potential to, I guess, win the propaganda war and to
Mm-hmm.
get people actually, um, I don't know, riled up to fight for the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just don't want to take any role that I can anymore. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of the movies that I've seen from student level is like a love story or movies about like chasing your dreams. I'm just like, oh, that's well and good, but I've seen this like 50 times in the past
Mm-hmm.
month. I want you to say something,
Yeah.
to have an original thought or push for the right way for the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I love Boosters recently as an example. I think is a fantastic
Mm-hmm.
example of um, pushing an idea
Yeah.
in film format. And even recently there's a lot of anti-capitalist movies that come out, and I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make movies that have awareness to social issues because I think that's what we should do, as artists. I think it's our responsibility. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
I fully agree. I think like where else are we going to be able to
Mhm.
talk about things than through our art, and like it opens up the idea. You look at a painting and you see someone picking strawberries, you know, like that's how I see it. And then
Mhm.
somebody else might look at it and be like, "No, that's a dude trying to take down capitalism."
Right.
You never like the way you look at art is what
Uh-huh.
you're perceiving, what you're going through, what you're trying to figure out. And so I think it's really important that film
Mhm.
doesn't do the same message every time and sort of
Yeah.
layer it down to only being one message,
Mhm.
because yeah, then we can't talk about what's going on. We
Yeah.
can't see. I do think there is a balance of like you probably will always have people that just make movies, like the Hallmark thing of
Mhm.
like we know what products we're making. This is
Yeah.
not a movie, this is a product. That kind of
Like
mentality.
most horror directors I
Yeah.
know are like that. Yeah.
They're like, all right, jump scares right here,
Exactly.
scary music right here,
Yeah.
roll
It's like, oh,
credits.
why do you want to make the movie? I don't know. I think it's scary.
It's
It's
fun.
like,
Yeah, I don't know, spooky. I don't
yeah,
know.
just like
Yeah.
that.
You ever seen Chucky? And you're like, all
It's
right,
like,
dude.
all right.
But no, I fully agree. I think it's so important to be able to keep saying and talking about things through film. So
Absolutely, man.
so tell me more about American Boy. This is a film that this episode is gonna be out already,
Okay.
but it's gonna be at the Chinese theater at the Dances
Yes.
with
Yes.
Films.
So when this posted, it should be either on the same day or a
That's
little bit after
crazy, dude.
our showing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we submitted to Dances with Films and actually got in. For context, the story is about this, Chinese undocumented immigrant who is on a night out with his friends, and
Mhm.
finally working up the courage to talk to his crush for the first time. Yeah.
Woo.
However,
Okay.
like you could have predicted, because of his status, what is supposed to be, I guess, the best night of his life was cut short by the ice piece of shits, you know. Yeah, so that's kind of the
Damn.
yeah.
So it's like he was about to have a good night, and then suddenly it's not.
exactly
Yeah.
yeah. And if you think about it, it's kind of like, have you seen Fruitvale Station?
Mm-mm. What's
Okay,
that one?
never mind. But for those
Spoiler
people who
alert.
have,
Yeah.
you know, it's Fruitvale Station, but 13 minutes, and it's a comedy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you wouldn't get what that means.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah. But
hopefully
we're-
some of them
yeah, they'll
will get
hopefully
it.
get it.
Mm.
What? I mean, obviously, times that's happening a lot. I mean, I saw an ice truck the other day, like
Really?
right along here, and it was so
Oh, wow.
surreal.
Yeah.
What is that like? What inspired you to make the movie?
Yeah. So like, I think the biggest thing is my fears, I suppose. Because I myself am of that demographic that would be sent to concentration camps. By the way, we just have that in America now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we had it before about the Japanese concentration camps. Nobody cares anymore. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Fruit Loops are on sale. We don't care. You're like, okay.
Yeah, just because this story was wrote, I think 3 months after Trump got into office, and by that time, I still had beliefs, just like, oh, if I make a movie that shows our humanity, maybe they'll do something. Because speaking of representation, right? I think undocumented representations are at its infancy of representation, because there are two main representations about undocumented people, right? On the right wing, you got like, oh, we're like vicious villains. We'll stop nothing
underneath my house.
Exactly, until we steal all your jobs and steal
yeah.
all the government money.
Yeah.
Even though legally, undocumented people are not allowed to take federal funding. Or on the left, where there are room for undocumented stories, but there are so little. So the only movies that goes through are the most extreme, cases, which do exist. Those stories are real. However, if those things are the only things that you see, when you say undocumented, those are the people that pop into your mind. The people who can speak English, who have like a bunch of family here, who's been here for like decades. Like that's kind of what you think about, and most of the time is Hispanic. But did you know 1 in 5 undocumented person in California are Asian?
Really?
There's 500,000 undocumented Asian Americans.
Wow.
Yeah, in California.
Yeah.
Nobody talk about, because it's
nobody.
not shown at all, and all the representations for undocumented people are also from the people that are not undocumented. It's from like outside looking in, because if you're undocumented, you literally can't speak out. Like if you speak out, you're gonna face like deportation, and now like torture, or even death. Like those are the stakes, and you don't have any legal rights to protect yourself. You can't vote, so you have to rely on other people to help you. So that's why there's practically zero stories coming from the community, even though it's like it's quite a large, not percentage wise, but like amount of people. Like those are real people. 500,000 people. That's a lot of people. And I wanted to make this film to bridge the gaps in the representation. To show like we're just unremarkable people, like we do the things that everyone else do. We hang out with friends, whatnot. We watch the latest movie. We watch fucking Conan O'Brien on late night.
Dude, me too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there is just like a looming threat of being undocumented that is there, and I wish my film can explore that, because if you know the movie's about an undocumented person, you kind of know where the movie's gonna end. And I want viewers to go in that and know that anxiety, just like, oh, is this gonna, and that's the looming threat that we all face, you know? And I don't know, hopefully that'll get through to people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's why I wanna.
That's awesome. And that's huge. That why. That's huge. The way you just said it, sort of the
Mm.
why of being an artist. You have it. It's like part of
Oh,
you.
thank you.
It's cool. It's
Mm.
really cool to see, like, I don't know, you're dedicated to the message as opposed to someone that's like, I watched Chucky as a little kid, now I like horror movies. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
there's room in
Whatever.
Hollywood for
Yeah.
that, and like more power to you. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm trying to find my why in a lot of
Mhm.
like what I'm creating, and like, why do I want to tell stories? What am
Mhm.
I doing with this? And so it's cool to see someone that actually has their
Oh,
why figured out, and
thank
it'll
you.
change over time as
Mhm.
anyone's why. But
100%.
is this a weird analogy? And correct me if it's weird,
Mm.
but is it sort of like,
Oh, so weird.
it's bad? It's
So
all
weird. Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I just cut it right
I
now.
just
Yeah.
right now, yeah. I was just like thinking, is it sort of like, this might be terrible, but like the way Jaws made sharks scary, and like Meg, like it's all, when you see the poster for a shark movie, you go, oh, I know where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Somebody might get eaten alive by a
Yeah.
shark.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what happens in the movie. Is it similar to that, where you feel like the representation of an undocumented immigrant in a movie is always the high level of the spectrum of like, oh, it's gonna be this
Yeah. No, that's
scary or just like just unbelievably horrible process, as opposed to
yeah.
just, it could be just about a shark just going through the water and it's just a chill
Mm.
guy. You know what I mean? It could just be somebody
Uh-huh.
just living their life.
Yeah. No, that's a great
Yeah.
point that you brought up because like it kind of is on that tread on that idea where is I guess I try to subvert it in different ways. Like one is
Hmm.
to have you banking on the viewer's idea, like seeing a shark poster, like
Yeah.
seeing like this movie is undocumented. It's like, oh, like it's probably gonna be arrested, detained,
Yeah.
or sent back some sort of way. But then subverting kind of just like, well, it would just have a nice story. However, I hope that builds a little bit of dread because those are now conflicting ideas that you
Mm.
have about the movie.
Yeah.
So, throughout the whole thing, just like, oh, they're just like a nice night out. Just like, oh, please. Like, even when
Mm.
I was watching the movie myself, after we finished it, halfway point I forgot where it's gonna end, and then it came back to me just like, oh no, like oh fuck,
Oh,
I know where this is ending.
yeah.
And I want people to feel that because
Yeah.
that is how I feel. When I was outside with my friends, I don't think about it very much, but it just when, for example, if I'm hanging out with my friends and we talk about traveling, and they're just like, oh, I can't travel because of my status, and that hit me a little bit, or people talking about jobs, then just like, oh, I can't get a job, and this and that. But majority of the time I don't go out there and be like, bro, I'm undocumented today, bro, I'm gonna do so much like undocumented activities.
To-do list.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got my
Exactly.
to-do list of what
Yeah.
I'm doing today. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
guess kind of like that
Yeah.
of banking and subverting people's expectations,
Mhm.
of what's going on, hopefully to make them realize the message, I
Mhm.
suppose, not even to just like logically understand, but feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? And it's okay if you don't have an answer to this because it's
Mhm.
kind of a big question. But what do you think um, can be done for the people that might see that the movie is about an undocumented immigrant and go, "It's not for me. I'm not watching that."
Mhm.
What are ways to get people that might have a high objective to
Mhm.
watching it? Like, what are ways to get people to watch it anyway? Do you think?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like everything kind of have to start small. Besides film, I think the best way to do is education, is to actually have like history taught, like how it actually is, and to teach kids about what each groups, minorities, or oppressed group are in the American society. But in film, that analogy, just like, oh, if you want to feed a dog medicine, you gotta
Peanut
put
butter.
it
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You got to put it in like a meatball or some
Yeah.
shit. And I think that's the same as representation at the beginning, um, because similar to my film, the way that I packaged it is through a coming of age comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's I I do want to make a movie that's more like direct and more challenging to what you think, but uh for this film, I think maybe hopefully it could be a stepping stone into those movies. But for example, Marvel film,
Mm-hmm.
have a sub story that's about that. Don't heavy-handed, don't put those people in a pedestal, but just have an inclusion of that person there, and just make it normal.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have more and more normal things that we've seen, for example, like a movie in the past month with undocumented person, then it wouldn't be too hard to swallow, because you already have things that are coming out like that.
Yeah.
So I think just small steps. Well, small steps for the people who doesn't want to do drastic actions, and I'm for drastic actions.
Right. Yeah.
Like right now, like as we speak, people are in like concentration camps right now. Like people are getting sexually assaulted on like daily basis. People keep disappearing on our own soil. Like those are our neighbors, and majority of them have legal status. And we can talk about like representation and actions and legislation, all of that stuff all day long, but every second we waste, those people suffers a second more. And I think both things needs to happen. We need to talk about these things, but we also have to do drastic actions. Like instead of, I love the Nil King's protest as a way to advertise, to just like, hey, like people are on our side. However, it doesn't change anything until we can find a way to disrupt the system. Like it is way more valuable for 50 people storms the ICE detention center and get people out than 50 million people to just protest in the streets at a specific time the government gives you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like we called the police. They're cool with it, doing it right.
Yeah.
In this park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm a bit of a coward.
Why?
Because I want to live. Like
dude, what? What are you talking
yeah,
about?
God,
I can't even pay for eggs. I don't want to live. I don't want to talk
low key.
Yeah.
Like I can, like what Friedrich, fucking, what's his name? Oh my God!
We'll put him in Autotech, the auto
most famous abolitionist in the world, Frederick Douglass.
Oh, Douglass.
I don't know why that.
Yeah.
He was saying John Brown that like he can live for the people, but John Brown can die for them. I wish I'm a John Brown where I can actually die for the people, but I'm way too much of a coward to. Like I want to make movies, you know? Dude. Like I want to hang out with my friends.
Just a guy, like
so like even in my cowardice, I want to do things that I can do to help, like contribute to the conversation or contribute to the propaganda war, I like to call it. And hopefully, if I ever get some sort of like fame or attention on me, I can use that to talk about issues, to give a platform for the people who can die for the people, like Doctor Without Borders right now. Did you know in Congo there's a new Ebola outbreak?
Ooh, is there an update?
There's
like
an update. It's fucked. And then Trump was like, because in the previous Ebola outbreak, all the American doctors that goes there, if they get Ebola, they will send back to America and we get them the best treatment. But in this new outbreak, Trump was like, nah, y'all staying there. Like, oh, you got sick, too bad, bro. You're not coming back. And it's like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's. Is it like a hyper form? Is it like?
Well, I think it's more. Okay, please double check.
Yeah.
I actually might be wrong, but I think is more transmissible, but it's a little bit less deadly, or is it the opposite way?
It's different.
Anyhow,
it's
like it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's not the same one as before. It's just okay.
Of course, the scientists are still trying to understand ways actually it is, but like nobody talks about these things. Like half of the Hollywood doesn't even want to admit that there's a genocide that's going on in Gaza.
Yeah,
Yeah, and especially though there's people that I respect who wouldn't say it. Yeah. Like Ethan Hawke. I love the guy. I think he's one of the best actors out there. He played John Brown, like again, the guy who would die who will be killed to free the slaves, and he refused to just acknowledge there's a genocide. It's like, it's really
I
disappointing.
know.
And of course, like, if you're up there, you'll likely probably get blacklisted if you want to, like Javier Bardem
Yeah.
got blacklisted. But like, that's what you're supposed to do, you know? That's what you're supposed to do if you're an artist.
Like, what side of history do you want to be on?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, you want job security, sure, but
Exactly,
but there is something to the longevity of, making a statement and saying these are
Yes.
bad things that are happening to people
Mhm.
that may not be your neighbor, but would you want that happen to you? No.
Yeah.
So let's fix it. Let's like come together.
Yeah, imagine
Or
like
whatever.
if you're asked an actor in like the 1940s, just like, oh, what do you think about the Holocaust? They'd be like, I'm not really political, you know, like
Check out this movie I did.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Just like,
Amphibian Man. You're like, it's cool, dude. I mean, I love frogs.
that's good.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
but like
I
6
think
million
Sully's
people are getting
dying
killed
over
right
there.
now, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. So hopefully I can use my attention to do good.
Yeah.
And not be assassinated or have a smear campaign
Right.
going
That
against
would
me.
suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Just trying to make back rooms too, and suddenly
Yeah,
someone's
they're just
coming
like,
after
oh,
you.
actually, this guy killed 10 people. It's like, what?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you though. I do think some people might find that their responsibility ends up being sort of a martyr, whether it's really a martyr or
Mhm.
something like that. But I do think there has to be people after the martyr that are there to help with what comes
Absolutely.
after. And
Absolutely.
I don't think you're a coward at all. I think some people's responsibility is when shit goes down, when systems are changed, who's going to be there to keep them in place? Who's going to be there to help regulate that? It can't be a city full of martyrs, because then there's nothing
That's
left,
true,
and
yeah.
there's what's there to be done if everyone's gone, if they all died for what they believe, and there's nothing left. There has to be people left
Yeah.
to help
That's
the
fair.
next generation to be better and be kind.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're a coward, dude.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
fair. Yeah,
yeah.
like that's a good point about a
Yeah.
city full of martyrs. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like I just wish there were more martyrs out there
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
You know,
It'd
because
be
right now
cool.
I feel like there's too much people like me instead of a John Brown. You know,
Yeah.
instead of a MLK, instead of a Malcolm X. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, until then, or Huey P. Newton's,
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Seals,
Mm-hmm.
just listing name now.
Yeah, just doing
Exactly. Yeah.
No, but I think it's also important to recognize what you can do now, and I think right now what you're doing is good. It's sort of creating art. I think it's great that you're doing a coming of age that leads into a deeper message.
Yeah.
Kind of, you can bring people in with. Everyone loves a good love story.
Yeah.
And sometimes love stories end in heartbreak. This one just has a real world issue going on right now. That's not, he left the small town and we can't be farmer lovers no more.
Hallmarks, you know, yeah.
It's like, this is like a real thing. This is like, he didn't move the next city over. He's gone, and it happens to your neighbors, and you may not know it. So, I think it's awesome you're doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And again, there's also like, I kind of want the ending to be a little meta. I wish the movie would make no sense for future generations. You know, we're just like, oh, why is he arrested? Just like, he's I'm talking, so what? You know, I want the ending to kind of be like. Also, I don't think the ending's like a spoiler. I kind of want people to go in kind of expecting what's gonna happen. But it's like I want the ending to be whatever's happening right now is what's going to happen to the character. So if we actually change the system to the better, the ending is not a tragedy, you know, but right now is a tragedy.
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully in time people will think this movie is trash because it makes no sense.
Or
the
they outgrow the tragedy of the impact or whatever and go, that doesn't make any why would that happen? In what world would that end that way?
Exactly.
Garbage. Let's watch Star Wars 93. That's such a good hopeful goal is sort of like but it starts with making a film like that. You know, you have to put that message out there. So what does, despite a lot of shit going on, what does give you hope as a person
Great question.
Yeah.
Nothing. No, no. I think there are, like, despite how much I am sad about the world, despite how much anger I have, there are a lot of. I still think I'm an optimist. I think just politically, the world, the world and America is shifting in a way where it's actually going for to be good for the people. We can see in elections. The California governor race is a little disappointing, but all around the world, we're getting more and more people who have policies that directly helps the people instead of companies. Look at what Mamdani's doing in New York, and everybody think he's great. That's awesome.
It's so
That's a
wild
great
seeing
step
him like in
forward.
the compilations of like people going nuts at the Knicks game or
Uh-huh.
whatever. Like he was part of
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
like freaking out.
yeah.
There's something so endearing.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter what you believe in politically. It's so endearing to see the coach with the players.
Yeah, no,
To
dead
see the
ass,
mayor
yeah.
with the residents of New York. You're like, yeah, like
Mhm.
we don't see that ever.
Yeah.
And I do think what he's doing there is good.
Absolutely.
And I hope there is more like
Mhm.
that of like a politician that's actually there with the people. I mean,
Yeah.
crying out loud, he met his wife on Bumble or Hinge or something.
He's like, oh,
He's
she's
like,
just
oh,
like us.
it's
She's just
possible.
like us.
But I don't know. I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
and
that.
I guess last thing, just the resilience of people. Like I think more people are aware of what's going on other countries and see the resilience that those people are. Cubans, Palestinians, the people in Congo, like everywhere,
Mhm.
especially the global South, and that gives me hope.
That gives you hope. That's good. Good. Because I get wrapped up a lot. I get sucked into kind of what's going on, and then I have to do things like take 2 minutes to do like a gratitude list or something. Be
Yeah.
like, I'm thankful for this TV that's playing these scary news clips.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's things I have to do to remind myself of hope. So yeah, I always like to
Mhm.
ask people that just to kind of get a different perspective on what
So
can
fair.
give people hope, because
Yeah.
there's a lot to get wrapped up in right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
So what's an answer that you're trying to find in your life right now? Could be
Oh.
anything.
Ooh,
Could
that was
be
crazy.
literally
Immortality,
and what
man.
you're trying to get there.
God, I'm
You seen
I'm
that
taking
guy
my
that's trying to do that?
Oh, like Peter Thiel? No, the guy who's transferring blood in
Yeah,
his
he's doing
yeah,
something.
yeah,
He's like eating babies or I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like like I saw like him for the first time like on a podcast thing. That is crazy. He's actually trying to achieve
That's
immortality.
crazy. That is insane. Wow.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm actually trying to looking for, well, immortality is just like a fear, because like now I'm actually in a really nice relationship.
Let's
Yeah.
go, dude.
Hell
Hell yeah. Bumble, Hinge, real life.
Hinge, yeah,
Woo!
it works.
Amazing.
It works, guys. Have you seen the dating app ad? Sorry, it's a little diversion,
No.
but what is it? Duet?
Yeah,
I
can't stop seeing the
dude,
duet
I
ads,
swear
dude.
duet ads is racist.
Why? Which one?
All of them, all the
Why?
ones they just have the most commercially attractive of white people.
Oh
to
yeah.
advertise. Just like,
Well-
I haven't seen any Asians. I haven't seen any, black people. I don't
Uh-huh.
no even like white Hispanics. It is straight white people. I'm just like, yo,
They just want the whites.
yo.
The other
this is
thing that I
white
see,
supremacist apps.
the ads piss me off
Mhm.
because it's this white guy that looks 12 going, I want a girl that's 27, and then he like shows himself again next morning, and then there's like a girl washing dishes. You don't see her, and he's like, I bagged her or whatever. And I'm like,
What?
First off, what are we doing? Second off, like that's just like a guy took a video of probably his sister in the room. That's not the dating one. That's not. She's not 27. She's like, there's just it's so many things that piss me off. Where I'm like, she's standing there washing dishes. Like, is that what you were hoping for from her? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, there was so much about it that just pisses me off because it's inauthentic. It's weird. It's like cringe.
Fucking misogynist. It's
misogynist.
like, yeah, like I want a slave, guys. They're just like, what are you talking
You
about?
don't do it. Yeah. I'm like, but yeah, I didn't even think about it. Like,
Yeah, no, it's true. It's the Andrew Tate generation, man. It's the
yeah,
manospheres.
dude, they're
They
all gonna
grew
get
up.
bald. You
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
No
Um,
offense to bald
yeah,
people.
no offense to I love bald people.
Bald people are
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Except for Andrew Tate,
The
you
more
know.
hair for us,
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
More hair for us is crazy. But
Hold
yeah, I
up.
guess what else I'm looking for?
Yeah, what's an answer to life you're looking for right now?
To I guess do the right thing. Because even with this movies I did, I still see a lot of critiques I can give, just like politically, just like, oh well, is this treading through color blindness? I hope not, but there's so much like, well, is this also is this message also too soft? Should I do more drastic actions and whatnot? And sometimes I feel like I know what the right thing is, but I'm too cowardly to do it. Um, but yeah, hopefully I'm doing the right thing. I guess
Yeah.
and hopefully I find that answer and can actually do it. Yeah,
I think anyone that's struggling with am I doing the right thing is at least in the first step
I
of
guess
doing the
so,
right
yeah.
thing, right?
It's like-
Most if people aren't worried about it, they're probably part of the problem.
fair.
The first step is acknowledging I want to try.
Mm.
And so, I mean, that's a good problem to be wrestling with is like, am I doing enough? Am I doing the right thing? So,
Yeah,
yeah. I
Thank
think,
you, yeah.
it's good. I think it's a
like an
good
AA
thing to
meeting,
be aware of,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Gotta-
there are a lot of people that I've met in LA that don't seem to be even questioning that.
especially
thought.
LA. My
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
like
yeah.
what was your experience?
Well, just sort of, and not to whatever, but just there can in the filmy world when you deal with a lot of actors, nothing and actors because I'm one, you've been one. It's sort of just there can come with a lot of just like brain rot in terms of people being kind when it comes to people that might be obsessed with their own presentation on screen and who they are. It can come with kind of a lack of empathy, and it's very ironic that these people are trying to create moments of truth on camera and connection when they themselves aren't truthful and aren't interested in real connection. And so I don't know, I just think like sometimes I see it just because I'm around it a lot, but there doesn't seem to be an interest of doing the right thing sometimes with some actors, because it just can kind of, they're doing their own thing in their own world, and it doesn't matter the path that they go on to get where they're going.
No, absolutely. So, I think especially acting as a career is very internal. It's very like about emotions, about personalities, and a lot of time people get carried away in that. Like even if they're nice people, but yeah, most of them are just egomaniacs. But even if they're nice people, they sometimes don't realize that there's external world as well in play. Like I dead ass have this actor tell me like the other day, he was like, "Yo, did you realize the gas price is going up?" I was like, "Dog, man,
what year are you, dude? It's been going up, and it sucks."
Yeah, it's like it's so like just the unawareness, and you're trying to talk to him about like what's going on in Iran, and he was like, "What? Like we're in a war with Iran."
Where are they? Where are they living?
It must be so nice.
Yeah.
Like,
I just imagine like wherever they go in a Febreze commercial and it smells nice. That's probably where they're living.
Probably.
It's sort of like la, la, la,
exactly.
butterflies and everything. Yeah. No. Yeah. And not to say all actors that way. And I'm not saying that I've always been perfect in that world.
I was like one of those people.
Yeah.
Most actors low key are though.
Yeah. There's two wolves, bro. One is a piece of shit. The other one's trying not to be a piece of shit. So
the actor's life.
We're just pieces of shit. But this is a question I always ask people, typically towards the end. And we've talked about it just a little bit through your art, but how do you want to be remembered when you're gone?
Oh wow. Well, first I wish there's a world still after I die, hopefully the world is not in total annihilation, so I can actually be remembered. But I want to be remembered as someone. I want to, I guess, less being remembered a certain way, but more like I die knowing I actually made a difference. I actually pushed a movement in the right direction, or I actually changed people's mind. And if there is if I can be remembered, I hope. Well, I will never be as great as people like MLK, Huey P. Newton, or like the revolutionaries within this country's history. But I wish I'll be mentioned as the people who followed their steps, or as part of a certain movement. Um, I guess I hope that's how would you like to be remembered?
An asshole with a podcast. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't know. It's a question I like to ask people, but I don't typically know myself. I think it something along the lines similar of someone that always pursued good and wanted to be on the right side of history. Someone that wasn't perfect, but despite that tried. I think the thing that I think through a lot is the word despite this and that, despite gas prices going up, despite all these things, like you continue to be a good person. And I think that's kind of where I want to go. I don't know. Dude, I was at Disney yesterday. It was so much fun. But we did the Matterhorn sled thing.
I don't know much.
You
about
know,
Disneyland,
it's okay.
no, yeah.
You just go through a lot of darkness, especially at night on a sled. And there was like this point where I was sitting in the front, and all I saw was like the darkness flying towards me, and I was kind of like, if death is like this, or I'm just going in. Like I felt this like almost weird like elation of like excited to explore where it goes. So I don't know. Something happened last night. I think I'm okay if I die tomorrow, but I don't know. All because of Disney. That sucks.
So we heard that Disney want you to die.
Disney's gonna kill
is
me
preparing to die. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm getting more and more prepared for it every day.
That's crazy.
So.
I'm kind of the opposite way.
Yeah.
I'm more and more scared to die now.
Why?
Yeah, just because my lovely partner Sarah.
Oh,
like I just can't.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, because before I was like, if I die tomorrow, I don't give a shit. But like,
being single does that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't give a
Maybe I'm just depressed. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But like now, it's just like, dude, like I wanna like hold hands and take walks when we're old.
Yeah.
Man. Like I don't wanna die anymore.
What's your favorite thing about her?
My favorite thing about them is God, so many things. I can't even pick one. I don't know. Just like they're so supportive. They're so emotionally intelligent. Like we genuinely don't have fights. I feel like am I missing out in relationships? Because every time I listen to relationships from my friends, they're just like, bro, like would be another fight. I like my partner's threatened to like kill themselves, and I was like,
whoa, yeah.
The fight we had is like oh like I don't know, nothing can remember. I can't even think of an example. And like literally yesterday I went to a party and everyone's like sharing their relationships issues. I was like, bro,
you don't want to be that guy, but you're like,
but like my relationship is awesome, guys. Like it's great.
Do you feel like you're not fighting because you feel like you're on a lot of the same pages with them, or is it like
that? And like we talk things out very well. I think we both do understand what the other person's coming from. Like we generally are on like the same side. Is kind of like I don't know, like arguing about pizza toppings while you both likes pizza, rather than just like like one person likes and the other one doesn't like pizza. I guess. Yeah. And it's also something. Most of the things that I'm, and they're also infinitely smarter than me. They're epidemiologists. Exactly. I don't know what that. What? Like they study diseases in a population level. It's like actual scientists. In 2 years, they're gonna be a doctor. They're actually doing it. So I'm also just learning a lot from them in terms of like socio-political things and science.
Science.
So always learning. So I guess that's
That's cool. Yeah.
What's Sarah, if you're watching?
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, what's like, would you say the biggest thing you've learned when like meeting them and kind of getting that appreciation of life? What is the biggest thing you've learned from the relationship overall, would you say?
Ooh, that LGBT community is awesome. Like before meeting them, like I grew up in a very right wing area.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like one of our teachers literally spent an entire class preaching to us how being gay is bad and you're going to hell if
Oh,
you're gay.
good. Yeah, let's spend
Yeah,
some class time on that.
that's
That's
what I'm saying.
crazy.
Yeah, like I always like just talk back to the teachers because intellectually I know that's wrong at all. Like that's so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But just meeting new people, and then at Pride a few days ago to volunteer, and just to see how the resilience of the community. Like I met this trans woman who's like a fucking badass. Like despite the death rates for trans people is like 17% because like systemic pressure and stuff, and violence against them. Like despite all that, they still go out, be themselves unabashedly. And I think that's really really powerful. Like sometimes when I have a clothes that I really like, but I know it will make me look stupid. If I work outside, I would be like, "Fuck, man, I'm going back
Don't
to
look
change."
at me. Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine you have to like deal with people's like weird looks on you, but still go out there every single day just being yourself. Like
Yeah.
I think that is so beautiful, and I wouldn't get to know so many of people in that community without Sarah. And I don't know, empathy, I guess that's what I
Empathy.
learned. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
Mhm.
What's like one last thing you would want to share? Like what's something that one last takeaway, I guess,
Oh wow, one last takeaway.
before we head out.
Man, well, besides, if this is before the showing, buy your tickets on Dances with Films on American Boy, June 22nd, 4:15 p.m. I don't know. Donate money, please. Donate. Okay. A cup of coffee, how much is that? Right, that's like $10.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
yeah,
right,
it's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
So if you stop buying one cup of coffee once a month, you have $10 that you can donate to charity organizations. Please donate to Doctors Without Borders because they're doing some great work on Congo, Gaza. Yeah, they need your money. Need our money, please.
Yeah.
I guess that's my last takeaway.
No, I like it. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, dude, thank you for doing this.
Oh, thank you, man.
It's when I first met you, I was just like overwhelmed with a positive, endearing spirit, but it wasn't like it wasn't a butterfly in Febreze land. It was like a grounded sense of humanity, and like you knew
Butterfly from Breeze.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
like there are some people that are overtly positive, and I love being around them, but there's not always like a, I don't know, they're just, and that's awesome. But with you, I could just feel the sense of like, yes, I'm positive, endearing, and optimistic, but I still have like a truth and grounded self. So I just was immediately like, I want to be around this guy.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, and I know I haven't seen you in a while, but it's
exactly
good to
the same
reconnect.
towards you, bro.
Nice.
Exactly the
Thanks,
same.
man. Yeah, but so that's what, like the whole point of this whole podcast thing has been. It's been so cool to reconnect with people that I've only gotten to spend little times with. So thanks for making the time.
I love it. Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. High
Thanks
five.
for having me on.
Boom.